So to get the throttle cable off the oil pump, the easiest way is, I find, is to rotate the pump as if it's being driven by the cable, and then just slip the cable off, get it out, and I think there's this screw in, I can't remember now. This is just jump out, it just pops out, okay. I don't see any seal in there. I suspect there should be. Yeah. If it's an O-ring seal, it's heavily, it's basically falling to pieces. Yeah, it's a seal, it's an O-ring. Right, I didn't know that was there, I'll be honest. Right, so these are the oil feeds into the inlets to the cylinders. Okay, and if you pull these, you can actually break them off here. So just be very gentle with these. Just take this bracket off here. That's quite. Just put something underneath here. What I'll do is I'll just do any damage. Yeah, I'll just crop that end off. So it's a good piece that's going on. So we'll take this carburettor out first because that'll give me better access to that one. Which is a bit of a pain, but we've got them. Use a 1/4 inch ratchet. The wife going to bingo. So this should be off now. Yeah, coming away nicely. Not a lot of room. There you go. Yeah, you can't, I'm just thinking that you can't take these off like I thought, because I think yeah, you see that piece there, so you couldn't do what I thought I was going to do. Oh, these are the what are these called? Boysen reed valves. If you haven't seen these before, what it is, right? I'm just laughing because right. So how these work is that it's two parts. So you have a small inner one which is really loose, and then a larger, heavier outlet. And the idea is it increases pickup, right, and also speed. The big problem is, why I don't like these so much, is if you see that, I don't know how well you can see that, but they never close properly. See, maybe you can see that. But this bike runs absolutely beautifully, really nice. Just thinking back, I think I could felt the difference with these on this bike. I think it did make a difference, but I also fitted these on I think it was an RD125, a Mark III RD125 with YPVS, and I didn't see any difference. But on this bike I think it did make a difference. There you go. And we're off there, we're off here, I think. Get this up. Maybe a better way to do this, but I don't know what it is. Okay, that's out. Yeah, it looks in good condition. No dirt in it.
Oh, we had some? Yeah. Hey, Dad.
Hiya, daughter. You alright? What are you after?
Nothing.
Is it money? I haven't got any. These are good Allen keys. I used to always like these aboard ships. So they have a ball on the end, and that means that you don't have to be like this to get it in. You can actually screw for at an angle like that. So nice. Oh dear. How well you can see that, but on the right hand cylinder it's all nice and clean. This is the inlet, obviously, all nice and clean. If you look at this one, it looks really dark. like there's carbon, which would mean blowback, but there was definitely no indication of that. These are, I changed the barrels about 1,000 miles ago or something like that, and everything was fine. So yeah, well, we better have a good look inside the bores. I may even pull the head off, but at the moment I'll just do an endoscope. I can't imagine why he would be blowing back, but there was no sign of it. And if you look at the normally see evidence for it in the inlet filter and things like that, and there's nothing. There's no carbon, I don't think, here. I don't think there is anyway. So I'm just wondering if it wasn't just the cylinder. We'll see it better when we pull the engine out. But worrying, yeah, not what I wanted to see. Yeah, hopefully nothing. So I'm just pulling the connectors off so I can pull this wire off from around the air filter, and it just shows you something I do is especially if I'm not overly keen on the condition of the connector, is to put this stuff on. And this is they call it self-amalgamating tape. It's electrical tape that it will actually stick to itself, okay, if you give it a nice and tight pull. And this is a pretty good way of making sure that connectors are not going to come apart, and also are watertight. If you've got any doubts in either case, these are push pin connectors. They're really odd. These, I've seen these before, yeah, but they are really odd. Yeah. They're original, these ones. So we're looking for the split link. And there it is. Right, this is a split link, right? And when you come to put them back, it must be in the correct orientation, which is, this is the correct orientation. And if you've been doing this for a while, you'll know this, but they say the fish always should swim with the sea, okay, swim with the current. So this rotates this way around. So if you look, it looks like a bit of a fish shape. It must point in that direction, okay? If it doesn't, there's a chance it could come loose and come off, and that would be a very bad day. And we'll just pull it off there. So, right, so chains, okay. You get something called stretching chains, which is why you have to keep adjusting the back, okay. We'll go over that when we rebuild the bike. But to be clear, what stretches is just wear, right? So it's wear in the links, that's all it is. It's not physically stretching the chain. So it's to do with age. It could be to do with, it's to do with age and, to be honest, lack of cleanliness, okay. If you shouldn't, I can't even imagine that you'd be able to plastic distort the metal through power wheeling or something like that. It's all to do with lack of maintenance and just wear and tear. Oilers help massively. They increase the service life of your chain hugely. To be honest, for classic bikes, you're not really getting that much use out of it, so you probably can't. I mean, I used to have an oiler on me commuting bike, which is great, but it's not really necessary for this. So, but what you should do, so now the chain's off, what you should do is give it a good clean, okay. I'm probably going to replace this, and the reason why I'm going to do that is because I really like the gold coloured chains, I just do. So I may well change it to that, okay. I'll have a think, but I probably am. Okay. So this is the one, the spark plug, where it appeared to be blowing back. I'm just comparing it to the other one. And I cannot see anything that's making me nervous. I just can't. You look good. Yeah, interesting one. Let's find out when we take it out, take the engine out. So to pull the engine out, right, there's a few ways you can do it. Okay, I don't think this one's particularly heavy, so I think I'm going to be able to do this one myself. Otherwise, I'd ask for help. But for the CB400F engine and engines of that size, big four-cylinder engines. What I do, and I did this with the GT550 as well, is you loosen all these bolts and then you tip the bike over and you basically let the engine fall out of the bike. It sounds rough. If you do it right, it's the gentlest way to do it, and it's the same putting it back on again. I lay the engine out and I literally tip the bike over the top of the engine. Again, sounds really dodgy, but I can do these really heavy engines which I've got no chance of picking up. I can put them in and out of frames by myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to punch out these bolts with a very loose fitting bit of brackets that the front of the engine mounts to. I'm pretty sure that's going to have to come off, that bracket. I can't remember now, but I'm pretty sure it does. If I don't, then I can't pull the engine this way towards me, because if I look on the other side, right, so that's the frame off at the front. We've taken the exhaust studs out, so there is a frame here as well that we need to remove. So the other thing on the bikes as well, don't forget, for tie bar model bikes, don't forget to remove the tie bars as well on the bottom. All three. Right, that'll do.